And we're live.
Marriage Monday.
Marriage Mondays on the subject of intimacy tonight.
Well, that's what someone had called and asked or sent a note, wanted to talk about.
Tasha asked us, would we talk about intimacy tonight?
Okay, so I have some other things that I've got prepared that tie into it, but in this little book of lists that I like to read from, bonds of intimacy. Physical touching of an affectionate, non-sexual nature. Shared feelings, that's one.
Shared feelings.
Closeness without inhibitions.
I do that all the time.
Absence of psychological defenses. Open communication and honesty.
Absence of psychological
Defenses.
Oh, that's a good one.
Open communication and honesty.
That's good.
Intellectual agreement on major issues.
Say that one again, because John and Judy are watching, and they just said, "Oh, we can learn things."
Intellectual agreement on major issues.
Intellectual agreement on major issues. Actually, we pretty much agree on all major issues.
Intellectual agreement. I guess that means think about it. I don't know.
I think that means that on things that you have to discuss, you can agree.
Yeah, but it says intellectual agreement.
Intellectual. That means you think about it and you agree.
I thought intellectual things mean like really smart things.
Intelligent things like.
Okay, y'all can see I failed that portion of it.
Like,
all right, moving on.
How do I explain this to him with that?
Well,
we can discuss things that are intellectual, and we can
we
agree
have
upon
never
them.
sat down and talked about a book.
We don't.
I've not read.
I discussed those with my son Harry.
I mean, I've never read. I mean, I know the
Yes,
classics.
but-
The Theme from the Beverly Hillbillies. Andy Griffith.
But when it comes to things like intellectual things like politics, we discuss them and we agree.
There's nothing intellectual about politics today.
Okay.
So
Okay, agreed.
All right.
Okay, we got a lot of people coming in today. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, John and Judy. TDS. Hi, you doing? Hi, Amy. Hi, Becky. Hi, John and Judy. Hi, DJ. Thanks all of you so far.
And spiritual harmony. Now that we can talk about spiritual harmony, but intellectual agreement on major issues. I guess that means that we discuss major issues before we do something. Like, for instance, I just don't run out and buy new carpeting for the house. We have to come into agreement about it, and if we don't,
we don't
do it until we come into agreement about it.
Okay.
So that's our.
That's an intellectual issue. I mean, things which when we purchase something, we agree on it.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about it. If we both can't agree, we wait until we both can agree.
Or find the common ground on it. So yeah, I guess that's what it means. Sensitive appreciation of a mate's physical and emotional responses. Okay, which means to me, sensitive appreciation, nonverbal communication. To me, that's what that means. Physical.
Sensitive
So
appreciation.
you walk out of a room or something of that nature.
Right.
You know,
just showing that you love one another many times. I was just actually reading that in First Peter. It talks about loving without having to use words.
similar values held. Yeah, we've got that. Imparted secrets.
We don't keep anything from each other.
Genuine understanding, yeah. Mutual confidence. And we'll go back to the rest of these in a minute. But those are just a few. We'll go back to them.
And of course, a lot of this is learned. I mean, we've been married for 35 years. So much of this is learned. I know the level of our intimacy, and intimacy is not about sex. Intimacy, the word in the Bible, the word is used for that word is called he knew her, or she knew him. That meant intimate. It meant sex, but it meant more than that. It meant an understanding of an intimate position. And when we first married, we had one level of intimacy, but 35 years later, we have a greater level. And to me, for a woman, it comes down to I totally trust you. I totally trust you. I trust you with my most intimate thoughts, and I'm not afraid to tell you anything. It means that I trust you not to laugh at me or make fun of me because, like that one said, you don't offend me.
But if we do laugh and make fun of one another, it's I laugh with you. I don't laugh at you. There's a
that's
difference.
different.
Laughing with you, we can joke
We
about one another
joke.
and things of that nature. But
part of the reason we joke is because I learned your love language, and part of your love language is teasing and kidding. And so if you had done that and I didn't trust you, I would think you were trying to tell me something that you didn't have the courage to say, or you were hiding it under veiled sarcasm, which you are never doing.
No, but the majority of the time that we are laughing, you're laughing at me, because if you can't laugh at yourself,
Right.
Then that's the thing of it is
John says, "Get to the good stuff, Harry."
which is good stuff. I'll punch you in the nose, Johnny. Okay, here's something we came up with today because we talk about intimacy. I wish they would say, or wish they would do, please say blank to me, and don't say blank to me.
Okay, so this is something that it was almost like a game. So we're gonna.
I want you to say, please say, and what would you say if you said to me, I want you to say blank to me more often.
I want you to say I love you more often.
Okay.
No doubt about it. And you ask if you're sitting there with your mate,
Well,
then you can ask them, I want you to say more often to me.
But.
All right, what would you say? I'm asking. I want you to say, what would you fill that in?
Breakfast is ready. Lunch is ready. Dinner is ready.
Fat chance. Okay, now see, we're joking. And I know he's joking because he doesn't love my cooking.
I don't know. I mean, I see.
Men are less verbal, so to say more would be
Here's
more
a glass of cold water.
I was going to say, in
with
your case, your love language is do. I want you to do more
Don't
often.
say
Do.
things that you, please don't say to me.
Okay, so the next question is, I wish you would not say, right?
Right.
That's a hard one. I can't really think of anything anymore. When we first married, I would say tease me because I didn't understand it was your love language. 35 years later, I understand.
Well,
if you didn't tease me, I knew you wouldn't love me.
Well, let's just throw that out. We'll just say, please don't say, I don't understand. You used to say to the kids this. It said, don't be sorry, be different. Mm-hmm. So you say, well, I don't understand. Well, if you just say, I don't understand, that now forms a conversation there. So please don't say, I don't understand. Well, you do understand. So there's got to be more to it than that. Mm-hmm. I mean, we say to a woman, if a man says, what do you think? He says nothing. If a woman says nothing, she's mad. Man can honestly say, but when you sit there and say, please don't say, I don't understand. Well, there's got to be more than I just don't understand. Mm-hmm. What don't you understand? Well, I just don't understand. Well, no, there's got to be more to it because we have to get to the root of it. All right? The one word you need to use more.
I wish you would use this word more. Well, I already told you.
Oh,
I love
yours
you.
keeps going back to love.
Mine comes back to love because a woman, particularly this woman, all I want to know is that you love me. Everything else falls far behind.
How about this one? One word did I wish you... I'm on time. That's not one word.
So I wish you would say, I'm on time.
I'm on time. I mean, but we're going to talk about that one a little bit later, too.
Okay, I was going to say, because in my case, you'd probably say you want me off the clock a little more.
We'll talk about that later.
Because I'm on the
one
clock.
word you need to say less. Word or words?
You mean just say less words. Doesn't even matter what they are. You just want me to talk less. Hello. We might not make it through this session tonight. I might be hitting him with the two becoming one, or I'll hit him with don't kill each other. Let God do it.
Okay, those are just funny openers. I hope we could do this and blank. I hope we could do this, like go on a vacation.
John just wrote, Jude learned the hard way. Miss America does not like to be teased.
Oh.
I can only take it from him because I know it's his love language.
Yeah, but that's a funny thing because if we're joking with each other, let's say from the platform or something, you can tease me, but if I tease you, boy, it's like, no, they don't like that.
The people don't like it. No, it's funny.
Yeah.
We learned that because we always joke and tease from the platform because people seem to like it as long as he's the butt of it. But if I'm the butter, the people don't like it. So we had to learn that was a part of our presentation when we were on the platform.
I hope we could do this. I'd say go to the ocean more.
So something we could do more. You would definitely say, I hope we could go to the ocean more. Yeah, you certainly would.
I hope we would not do this.
I wish we would do this less or not do this. That's an interesting one because...
You would be shop because you just don't like to shop.
Oh, no.
Grocery store.
But I don't do it much. So
You don't do it at all, but
I was going to say, if I go, it is literally because I am trying to show him I love him. Like over the weekend, our date canceled, and so you had some errands you needed to run. And you said, I'm going to go here, here, and here. And one was Home Depot even. And so I said, I'll go with you. And he about fell over because I don't normally. So I wish you would say.
You break out in hives.
I do. But here's the thing. The blank is, I wish you would say. In your case, you wish I would say, I'll go with you.
Well, yes, that's true. That would be, and that's coming up. So the best word you can say to me is, and I know what you're going to say again,
I love you. I love you.
The least favorite word you could use is, I guess, no.
I don't know. You
No
don't say,
is so final. No.
You don't say no very often.
No,
either.
but I'm saying is, if someone just says, well, do you want to go to dinner? No. Without anything else.
You don't do that, but I get
no, but I'm
people
just
do.
I'm making a point, not between you and me. A lot of these I'm just speaking in general. So if you just say your least favorite word is no, because everybody likes to hear yes,
Right.
But no with an explanation. No, I'm tired. No,
Let's do it tomorrow.
Let's make a plan. No, I've just taken my makeup off. I mean, with an explanation.
So that's like saying, we used to say this when we were managing people. We had a retail store for one thing, and someone came in and said, do you know, and if the person working said, I don't know, we always said, you're fine to say that as long as you don't end your sentence there, but I'll find out. So that would be something that if you asked me something and I said, I don't know, it would be a lot better if I would say, but I'll find out. I'll look it up right now, or I'll go do it right now.
Because if you said to me, if I said to you, would you like to go out tonight? And you just said no, I'd just think, she doesn't want to go out with me.
You feel rejected even.
Yeah, I mean, but if you say, no, I've had a long day, I'm tired, can we do it tomorrow or something like that, then the no isn't just,
It's not a no,
finality.
it's a not right now.
Right, that's I think just no is okay.
Hi everyone, thank you all are saying hello. Thanks Tammy, I'm glad you and Mario are with us. Sonny, thanks for joining us. Holly and Dave Kokenau are with us. We're so glad y'all are with us too. We love you.
So if we had all the money in the world, I would like to do or buy.
Okay, fill that blank in. If we had all the money in the world, I would like to.
My reason for saying that is some people might not know that someone has a dream or a vision and things. People just keep them dormant because I'll never do that, I'll never do that. But I remember we love to watch the Everybody Loves Raymond, and the grandmother.
Well, it's funny because
she kept storing the money away and then took everybody on a trip to Italy.
Well, that's just what I was going to say. Okay. If we had all the money in the world, I would like to take a trip to Italy.
Oh, okay. Or something. I'd just like to.
You kind of knew that one though.
Yeah,
I've said it before.
Do or buy. Okay, so.
What would you answer? If we had all the money in the world.
I like to go to the ocean. I just like the ocean.
So you would love to have a beach house.
Yeah, that's I mean, those are things.
Right.
To travel to do or buy. Yes.
Okay, so we don't have all the money in the world, so.
All right, well, here's the next one. Because we don't maybe you don't have the resources, so let's do this instead.
Oh, okay. So we can't buy a beach house, but we could make a trip more often to the beach, especially since we live an hour and a half from it. And yet we seldom go over. I don't think we've been to the beach in a year and 3 months.
Yeah, so we didn't go to Italy, but you got to go here, Andre Bocelli. Sing.
Italy came to me.
Yeah, so I mean, it's the next
true.
best thing.
That was a great night.
Okay, this one I would like to go to, and I already said the beach. Yeah. You said it. All right, so I don't like to go to.
Well, just
grocery shopping anymore for me.
Anywhere out of the house for me.
the reason we're saying that is because if you don't know what they like and what they don't like, then that impedes intimacy.
And this is what we're saying these because, or like Dave and Holly, you're right there, or John and Judy, we know that you're there as couples. Tammy and Mario, we know you're there as couples. And I know there are other couples watching us too. You should be asking your mate these questions if you don't know the answers. You may already know all the answers. We know Judy's answer is always going to be, I would like to go to Hawaii. That's always going to be her answer no matter what. But sometimes you haven't expressed that to your mate, and maybe it's just been a dream you've kept in your heart. Well, intimacy means I trust you with my dreams.
And maybe your spouse would like to make that dream come true, and that
or at
would
least
be
something to pray about. I could pray about it if I
Okay.
at least knew that you wanted a new car, or you wanted new carpet, or you wanted to go on a trip. Or how do we know if we don't share our heart without fear of being put down? And there's the big issue right there.
Well, now that goes back to, if you had all the money in the world, would you like to do or buy? I like old Corvettes, but as many times as you say, well, let's see if we can't get one. They're not practical. We don't have a place to put it, and so the practical takes over. But it is something, and then you always, and it's nice to hear you say, well, I would love for you to have something like that. So that's really nice. If you buy me something, I would love it to be.
You buy me everything I need, so I can't imagine. Honestly, I can't.
No, but
think
I'm
of one
just,
thing.
it's a generality. So
Can you answer that question?
if you were to buy me something, I would like it to be, and don't buy them a vacuum cleaner for their birthday.
Oh, well, actually, if it has a plug, you probably shouldn't buy it.
1 year, 3 years in a row,
Guys,
kept buying,
I'm telling you
buying me
guys.
exercise equipment for Christmas. Do you remember
well,
that?
I love to exercise, and I thought he would love it. He worked very long hours as a
But-
corporate executive, and so one year,
Here comes this big box, and I said to her, if that doesn't have a remote in it,
He
send
says,
it back before I open it.
if that box doesn't have a remote, because it was too big for me to wrap it for Christmas, so I threw a big sheet over it and put a big bow, and I said, "Don't look." And he's like, "If that doesn't have a remote, send it back right
You
now."
bought some, and I'm not going to use the name of it. You bought some piece of equipment, exercise equipment, and you thought it was the greatest
I
thing
loved
since sliced
it.
bread. You didn't love it because we kept falling off it.
You fell off of it.
Because it wasn't.
You
It
fell
wasn't
off
put
of it.
together properly.
You fell off of it.
So-
Here's the truth, though. That just shows you when we first married, what would I do? I bought him gifts I wanted.
Yeah.
That's selfish. I didn't realize it at the time. I thought, oh, he works really hard. I love to work out. He'll love to work out. That doesn't mean your mate's going to love what you love. You can still be intimate and be completely different. We've said that from the beginning. Difference is really important, but don't try to buy for them the things you love.
But then for exercise equipment, a while back you bought me a new bike, and I
did.
like to bike. So
Which
it's
you
not
do
that I don't
love
like
that.
to exercise, but I'd be outdoors exercise. I don't like to be indoors. Okay, here's something else. If you bought me something, I don't want it to be, and of course I answered
In yours, exercise equipment.
that. Yours probably would be a.
Vacuum cleaner. Don't buy me a vacuum cleaner.
We were talking to a couple years ago and they were talking about an Instapot. You need to get an Instapot. You need to get an Instapot. You need to get an Instapot.
I actually did want one of
You
those.
need to get an Instapot. And I looked at him, I said, would you stop talking about an Instapot? He said, why? I said, we live in the desert. It'd be like giving my wife ice skates.
It's true.
Buy her an Instapot.
She's not going to use it.
She's not going to use it. I was like,
But do I love it?
yeah.
And
you
I
do
use
love
it all the time.
Yeah,
So
because
it's instant. And hey, there's the best part. It cuts itself off. So, we should have one of those. If you don't want your wife to do something, yours would be cooked because I forget and leave it on. So the Instapot's a great idea for me.
But the point on this is, you buy me something, I would like it to be, well, for a birthday, be something personal, not impersonal. I mean, not appliances and things. So you wouldn't want it to be for a birthday or Valentine's Day. Make sure it's something personal, not impersonal. That's what I'm saying, because and here
People are answering the questions.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I love it. People are answering the questions. Pastor Sherry and Pastor Franklin are watching, and they said for them, the beach for sure. And Tammy said, these are great questions. DJ said, yeah, get for any kitchen. That's right. Holly and Dave said, Dave wants to buy me a John Deere tractor. Holly said, Dave, don't
you
do that.
really need to tune in more, okay?
Oh, Holly said Hawaii. She wants to go with Judy to Hawaii. I love it. Yeah, Marie took her family to Italy. That's right. That's right. Making
Now, but
memories.
you see, last year the children bought me a battery-operated, I guess, a rechargeable vacuum cleaner for the house, and I loved that. And now you like
did.
it, but
I
now
actually do
they
like
said
it.
to me, "Dad, you want something personal, or would you like something practical?" And I said, "I'm like something practical," and it was a really good gift for me because
And you love it, and part of that, it does help to ask, because sometimes there is something that you want after years and years and years of being married, and your children too, buying you gifts. Sometimes you get to a point where I really would like to have blank, where normally if you don't tell them that, they would never get that for you, because maybe 20 years ago you said, don't ever buy me blank. But you may change. We definitely have.
When you buy me clothes, remember I like what?
Larry Schaefer said things are getting scrappy here at the Schaefer household asking these questions.
See, that's why I was trying to keep this general. And you're digging away. Now,
I'm like-
we're not marital counselors, okay?
Oh my goodness. Now, Danielle and Krista and Spencer are watching, and Danielle says, I use my Instant Pot to make pot roast and soups.
There you go. See?
And that's coming up for us. We're still pretty warm here in the desert, though. So.
When you buy me clothes, remember I like.
Oh, that's a good one. Now, I don't even have to tell you that. You buy my clothes. If Holly doesn't give it to me, or Judy, you buy everything for me, including this dress I have on. So you know what I like. But don't expect your mate to know if you don't tell them. Guys, if your wife's buying you things you don't like, tell them, I don't really like this kind of shirt, but I would like, don't just say I don't like something, give them an alternative. I like this, though. Could you look for this next time? Right?
Well, yeah. I mean, when we first got married,
You said I dressed like an old lady when we first got married. I'm a woman in ministry, and I'm in my 20s, so I did kind of dress conservative.
Well, I don't want to go there.
What?
Okay, remember when you buy me clothes that I don't like, things that are uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. For me, especially at this age, if it's not comfortable, I will wear it if he gave it to me, but I won't want to wear it because I want to be comfortable. Shoes, too, especially shoes.
Maybe we could answer that. Remember, I like something that looks good on me, not on someone else.
Oh,
you
and
know, like the magazines and stuff like that.
Yeah, the worst thing a guy can do to a girl is show her a picture and say, I would like your hair to look like this. Really? Well, then marry them.
This wasn't about hair. Okay, so we go on.
Okay.
When you buy me clothes, remember my size is.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. And to kind of keep it updated, it doesn't ever hurt to leave lying around my current size.
Well, a woman has three sizes: the size she used to be, the size she is, and the size she wants to be. So it's confusing.
Wait, but that's good.
No,
wait.
No, my point is, go in there and find something that she's worn recently.
Well, let me say this too. Even a woman's shoe size changes. Where a man doesn't normally, the shoe size doesn't change. But when we married, I wore a 6.5. Today, I wear an 8.5. Why has it changed? Well, every time you have a baby, your shoe changes, your last on your foot changes, and then every time I had colon cancer surgery, my shoe changed. Part of it is I need an 8, but since an 8 is right, let's wear an 8.5. It's even more comfortable. So part of even our foot can change if you don't stay up to date. You could be 10 years behind on the size.
So men don't have three sizes in their closet. They only have two things in their closet, clean and dirty. My size isn't.
Yeah. That it just helps to, if they bought you something that's the wrong size, and honestly, sometimes you're buying a size that should work and it's cut wrong, or it's not the right. It's, as you used to say, it's not cut on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or whatever. It has to be cut on a certain day. It might not be roomy enough. Like a medium might always
fellas,
fit, and all of a sudden it doesn't.
Just go in the closet and look for the stuff, because they have small, medium, large, extra large, and then they have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. They skip numbers.
Or if they're a
they
junior, it's 3, 5, 7, 9. That's
and if you really want to get messed up, they got petite. Petite.
No, don't buy petite.
So Just go in the closet.
Unless your wife
Listen,
is
you making
under
it-
5'4".
So whoever created this system made it too hard on men. Okay, you go
Well-
into a men's closet, and what do they got?
Yeah, you're right. You're
Big
right.
and little.
No, small, medium, large, extra large. Pretty much that's it. And you have a pant size
Well, waist size. But
and length.
they don't. But most of the times anymore. Okay. So my favorite color is. That's another thing.
Yours has changed over the years. You used to always wear creams and earth tones and olives and browns and
Black, white.
Black and white. Very
But the
basic
grandkids
colors.
and my children have got me wearing brighter colors. So
That's true.
my least favorite colors, and those are things that you can ask, whatever the color
Yeah,
they
look
might.
at you now. Look at this bright color.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. So if you buy it, it's really nice, but they really don't like the color. The probably it's going to end up in the back of the closet. So just try and find out what their least favorite color, what their favorite colors are. I hope the Schaefers are calming down there.
They said it's really good questions. Colby and Morgan are watching, and Colby says, I always prefer the route of taking them out to shop for clothes versus just buying it for them. And you know what? When y'all are not married that long, and that's a great idea in the beginning, when we first married, we would go shopping together, and you would just put me in the dressing room, remember? And you would just bring the clothes to me. And that was actually good. He learned what I liked and I didn't like, even if he thought it looked good if I had the face. He would know that was not the one. And so that's a good idea, Colby. Just take her shopping and then you get the right thing. You learn.
Always buy something with stripes going this way, and always buy something that doesn't make them feel blocky.
That's right.
That's
Very
one
important.
thing that I know. And Dave, I can't believe you want to buy your wife a John Deere tractor. I just can't let that one go. I don't want to know you. I don't.
Hey, if you want to buy your wife a John Deere tractor, just get her a Christmas ornament, okay? And buy yourself the tractor.
Okay, that's the next one there. What I like about Christmas is everything. I like everything about
That's
it.
right.
I just don't like getting gifts.
What
but
do you
I
like? What do you like about Christmas? You love getting gifts. You just are learning to receive.
Yeah.
You are, and you love everything about Christmas, and and the thing you don't like about it is it's over too
short.
quick.
Yeah, it's too quick.
Yeah, that's a good one. Kevin and Laura said Kevin's afraid that soon my feet are going to be so big that I'm going to borrow his Nikes. And John, I do not wear a size 9. I wear an 8.5. Harry, you should just buy her water skis.
As these trick questions, John, I'm sitting right here. Okay, she's sitting right there. Okay.
Miss Kay said, unfortunately, these common issues can become critical issues in some marriages. It really can. And that's why we're using this for intimacy, because it sounds like these things wouldn't matter,
Listen,
but they do.
Listen, a guy will go into a clothing store and a woman will walk up and you say, well, what size is your wife? And you'll say, about that size.
Oh, yeah.
Her size. And you come home with something that's totally wrong because you don't have a clue.
You better be paying attention.
Yeah, I
and
mean-
writing it down.
Oh yeah,
Write it down.
And if you have to, in the beginning years, you kept them. I told guys keep it tucked in the back of your wallet.
Right.
You
And
know?
you changed it when it changed, because it
Yeah,
does change
yeah.
sometimes. Tammy said, yes, Harry, you're right. No horizontal stripes. No woman wants anything that goes this way. Every woman wants to look longer and taller, no matter, even if she's Laura Schaefer, who is just very long and tall. Every woman wants to look longer and taller. And we like monochromatic clothes, which means all one color, because it makes us look long and
Things I
tall.
like about my birthday. I like to get cards.
You love cards. You do. You love
Things
cards.
that I don't like about birthday.
You get older.
Huh? Cool.
You get older. That's the one thing. Melissa says, give me money or gift cards for clothes. I'd rather just go get it myself. And see, as long as you share that with your significant other, as long as you share that with the one you're being intimate with, that's fine. I mean,
Because
if
somebody will
that's
say,
what
you
like,
mean he gave you a gift card?
but that's what you asked for.
Yeah.
I would prefer that, because you might like to shop. You might love to shop. Harry knows me, and he knows I would much prefer him just bring me the clothes and let me try them on. And I don't ever think I ever send anything back.
Well, there are things that I buy you and you look at them and go, and then you put them on and you go,
Ooh,
oh, and then
I
it
like
becomes your favorite.
That's right.
I hope you could be more on time or not so focused on time.
I hope. You're really great about time. You don't.
I like to be on time early, but
And so do I. So that
but I
works out
don't
good
like
for
to be
us.
focused on time,
Right.
Because then you schedule everything.
So you want to be on time. You want to be early, because we don't like mishaps. We both are exactly the same in that. But I've tried to, because I know it bothers him, being a type A, I've tried to come off the clock more for him and not live by my watch, live by a schedule, because I know it stresses him out when I have every minute scheduled. He just likes to say, hey, let's go. And he likes for me to say, I'll go with you.
I like to eat blank.
Luna Grill.
Well.
Judy's Tacos.
I like to eat.
I know. Holly's
Carrot cake.
carrot cake. I know what I like to eat.
All right, they'll do this one. I don't like to eat anything that you say, try it, it's good.
Try this. I'm
I'm 62 years old. If I wanted to try it, I'd have tried it years ago.
Oh, and here's the other
Don't
thing.
want to try it.
You don't like it when I'm experimenting, which
Oh,
I
my.
love to do.
Just because
And
the
I say,
seasoning is in the
"Here."
pantry doesn't mean you have to put it in
Taste
everything.
this. And he's like, I don't want to taste that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't
John
like to
says
eat something you experimenting with. Honey, look, I tried a new recipe.
Don't try a new recipe on them.
911.
Try it on your own. John or Judy, I'm not sure which. If your spouse says not to get them anything, it's a trap.
Yes, it's good, John. That's John.
That's absolutely. John would like it if Jude would stop buying his presents on his credit card. That's also John. Absolutely. That is something when you share the funds. I try to save my cash so I can buy him something he doesn't know about it. It's always nice to really try to surprise him.
That's a good one. All right, my best memory of you is...
I have so many good memories of you.
Well, I'm just saying, sometimes you
Ask
have...
that question.
Yeah, that's intimacy. You know, my best memory of you when we did this, we went that, you know.
And sometimes the best memories are the biggest mishaps. You know, the
Well-
biggest mishaps that happen in your life.
My funniest memory of you is...
Okay, tell me.
You? Mm-hmm. When I fell down the escalator in the
That was
Atlanta airport.
That was a big mishap.
You were laughing so hard, I'm over there knocked unconscious.
Actually, I
but
wasn't laughing then. I've laughed ever since.
so is everybody else. So my best memory of you can be a happy one, can be a sad one,
Just be a memorable sometime.
but something that's memorable. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Probably a couple years ago when I took you out, what was that? Kayaking. Because you'd never done that before.
That was fun,
yeah,
actually.
that was a good memory.
That was a lot of
Something
fun.
we had never done before.
One of my best memories was actually going to the Hollywood Bowl with you,
Yeah.
which we've never done before, and going to see Andre Bocelli, but not just to see him, just the whole experience was really a great memory.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
Well, mine was watching, that was one of mine, watching you enjoy it so much. So,
I did love it.
let's see.
Are these good questions? Anybody else want to answer?
when
Kobe's laughing. Sarah and Caleb are with us too.
When I ask you about what kind of car do you want, you say a white one.
Oh yeah.
I'm asking you about the type of car.
Men want you to name the
color of
car. They want you to say a Ford, a Mercedes, a Chevrolet, a Toyota, or whatever.
A white one.
And a girl will usually say the white one.
A white
I
one.
like the white one.
One with the radio.
Miss Kay has a question. She said, can you address how to help support your spouse in better understanding and addressing your love language? Let me turn that for you, Miss Kay. This is what I would say. Don't address your love language to him. Seek to know his. Because once I learned Harry's love language, first of all, our life became so much easier because I didn't take everything personal. That was just him being him. And then I seek to understand instead of seeking to be understood, because seeking to be understood causes so much friction, and it's always like I'm trying to explain myself. So I mean, you want to address that question? Can you address how to help support your spouse in better understanding and addressing your love language?
Well, that also comes with time. And that, A, it comes with time. B, it comes with communication. That's the thing that I'd say the
just
most.
talking.
And then say it in a helpful tone instead of a hurtful tone.
Tone is a big word here. You want to be intimate with someone? Watch how you say it.
I like going to dinner. I like these type of restaurants. I don't like doing it at the last minute instead of saying,
Or
I
like
don't
to
want to
plan.
go to those restaurants, and you always wait till it's, those are just phraseology of it.
So say it in a positive. So I like it when we plan ahead. I like it when we go to this restaurant instead of I don't like and I don't. That it's a tone, and it even the tone is not. It's just the wording too, the way you word something in the positive versus the negative. But the tone, whew, I mean, I've said this all my adult life. My mom used to say what you mean what you say, don't say it mean. And that really goes a long way. And I've used this even in teaching women. You can say, I love you, or I love you, same 3 words. Mm-hmm. But how you say it changes the whole meaning behind it. Mm-hmm. So you can help. It's funny, I was trying to think. I knew the Lord wanted me to look the scripture up, and I did. But it's in 1 Peter. It says, wives, likewise be submissive to your own husband, that even if some do not obey the word, they without a word may be won by the conduct of their wives, when they observe your chaste conduct accompanied by fear. And in this case, fear, it means reverence. Not I'm afraid of you, but I revere you, I respect you, and I honor you. Do not let your adornment be merely outward, arranging the hair, wearing gold, or putting on fine apparel. Rather, let it be the hidden person of the heart with the incorruptible beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit. And that's tone, a gentle and quiet spirit. I think when a woman goes through menopause, as an example, we have to watch the aggression that starts to come out in our tone. I caught myself doing it. I asked Harry to point it out when I did it, because, which he did with much fear and trembling, but I needed to know, because I didn't realize I was doing it. And, Gabrielle had just died. I went into menopause and I had colon cancer. So I had a lot of stuff going on, and my tone became pretty hard to bear. And I recognized it, and I didn't want that. He was going through his own issues, his own grief, his own trouble. He didn't need for me to be jumping down his throat all the time. So just changing the tone can change everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
That scripture is one I try to live by, Miss Kay said. I know. It's been 35 years. She said, I keep gently trying. I know. Sometimes it just takes both parties to want to be more intimate and to share more intimacy, but just keep loving. Love covers a multitude of sins. Love covers bad behavior. Love covers when things are not always going right. Yeah. Tammy said tone. Yes, tone is so important. Seek to understand instead of being understood. That's good. Oh, Pastor Amy's with us from Maryland. I'm so good to see you. That was great. Okay, good. Does anybody else have any questions? You got any more on your sheet?
Well, we did what I like about my birthday, what I don't like about my birthday. Some people like surprise parties. Some people don't like surprise parties. Some people like to be with family. Some people like to be private. So what you don't like is just getting older. So
yeah, I don't like getting older, but I do love birthdays, and I do love parties. And one thing I dislike about my birthday is the fact that it falls right with Valentine's, and you've done really good to make sure that those don't get combined.
One of my funniest memories of you, and there's thousands of them, but how about being in Hawaii and with the boys and saying to them, if this is such a big tourist place,
I don't understand
why there are no out-of-state license plates on the cars.
Why aren't there more out-of-state license plates on the cars? Yeah, okay. That was a funny memory.
You get a John Deere.
duh.
You get a John Deere tractor.
I get
for
a
your
John Deere for
present.
that one, Holly. Anybody want to share one of your funniest memories?
What was it, what about the car? When the red light is on in the car, it doesn't mean a buzzer's going to sound. Red light means tell your husband it's something's
There's a red
wrong.
light on the car.
But I
There's a
was
red
waiting
light.
for it to beep.
You mean it's not just lighting up for Christmas? Oh, that's another one. That's another one, though. When you talk to your husband, that makes a huge difference.
Oh, in other words, I wish my spouse would talk to me when. I wish
Oh.
I would hope my spouse would not talk to me
When I'm going to sleep,
going to sleep. When
walking out the door.
I'm going out walking. Here's the best one. I wish my spouse would learn that when I'm walking away from you is not the time to start a conversation. I can't hear you. I'm leaving. I was standing there for 10 minutes and you said nothing.
I
The
wish
minute
my
I go to
spouse
leave.
would not start a conversation when I'm walking away. That's, you know what that is? That's the fact that we've been married 35 years and we're 62 and 63. We need you to look at us if you're talking to us. And we do try. We're working on that.
But that immediately gets the conversation started poorly. Because I'm like, now you're like,
like,
well, you're frustrated with me. Well, why didn't you talk to me when I was in the room? Well, it didn't come to me until you were leaving. You're telling me at the split second I turned around to walk away.
Yes, that's what I thought
You
of
got
it.
this glorious revelation that you wanted
Yes.
to spew to me
Yes.
as I'm walking away.
That's absolutely true. But I should have run. I should have run after you, got in front of you, and told you what I had to say. I'm sorry. I didn't. Well, doesn't it come to you just as they're leaving that you wanted to tell them?
Oh, my.
I actually make lists. That helps me stay on track when I'm talking to them.
And that's that's the other thing. She'll put a list on your desk of things, and she buries it under 3 or 4 different things, and then you don't see it, and then you go,
Oh,
honey, did you do? Well, no, you didn't ask me. Well, it's on the list. What list? It's buried. Okay, I walk in the room and go, there's going to be a list here somewhere.
Search
Now I go in and I dig for a list because
It's
I
probably
know it
gonna
will be a
be there.
topic of conversation because I've got to know you more. There's going to be a list. If there's not a list somewhere, you must have had an appendage fall off.
oh, that's true. And we've got 2 statements here I love. Pastor Sherry said, or don't hit them as they're just coming in the door.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's not a good one either. And when I just came home from work, let me decompress, DJ said. And then Tasha said, I've had to work on not bombarding him with everything all at once.
Here's one.
That's the other thing.
Here.
Yes.
Let me help you with this one. Maybe Kevin and Laura, this will help you. I'm walking in and I have packages in both hands. I have my wallet in my mouth, and I'm kicking a box along the way. And you look and say,
Do you
Do you
need
need
some
help?
Yeah, not good at all. Yeah,
need
just
help?
reach down and help.
Do
Don't
you
ask.
need help?
I love it. Rhonda Horde said Kevin worked at MSU for 30 years doing the chemicals on their pools, and twice in the same week he came home fully clothed, soaking wet from falling in, and it was winter. Okay,
There you go.
That's a funny one, Kevin.
One's bad enough, but now you done it twice, buddy. You got no excuse.
It's just too funny now. That becomes a story you tell
You
for the
could have
rest of
said
your married
a
life.
deer pushed you in, but 2 times that deer didn't do that. No.
That's true. That's true. Amy said it's usually when I'm thanking God for my day, and I remember I wanted to tell him something about my day.
Okay.
I know. It just comes to us at the funniest times, doesn't it? You guys I hope you're getting some good answers in here.
All right, so the rest of the intimacy as we close. A sense of warmth, safety, and realization when together. Let's see. Signs of love freely given and freely received. Mutual responsibilities and caring and abiding trust. Those are bonds of intimacy.
Mutual responsibilities and
caring.
caring.
Well, that's a good thing. Sharing responsibilities.
Yeah, we're not one that you are not this way. That's housework. I mean, you helped. I was vacuuming a little today. You were mopping. You've cleaned the grout. You work a lot in the house.
Oh, please, Please
You-
don't say that you vacuumed today.
I did. I did. I
Okay,
actually vacuumed
but
today.
people are going to think you do that.
I vacuumed a little bit today. Well, I was actually trying to make sure I picked up the Legos.
The vacuum was. I was looking at the vacuum. Who is this?
I don't know this woman.
Vacuum. Come on.
But we do share responsibility. In that, I work the office and you do the housework.
Okay.
We work better that way.
Okay.
We work better that way, don't we?
I don't know, sweetheart.
Okay. Time to sign off.
Kevin, Laura, you can see how it's going here. All right, just wanted you to know. But it's not, the issue really comes down to this, and that's why we joke about it is, if you're doing something in the office or whatever, you're doing the calendar or whatever, it doesn't hurt me to do housework. It doesn't hurt me to do laundry, take trash out, things of that nature. And vice versa. It's a shared responsibility.
We do share responsibility.
It isn't just you responsible, that you're responsible for that. And so we have a shared responsibility. And that is the key to it all, is that, like I say to you, I would rather do the grocery shopping because I know you just don't like it. I'm not thrilled in doing it, but I know it's just something you really don't like to do. I will.
Plus, I don't do it
I will
to your...
do ironing. I don't like
I
it,
don't
but
like
you
you to
like
iron.
to
I
iron.
like to iron.
So there are things of that nature. So
Yeah, I don't like to grocery shop, but I can, but I never do buy what you want me to. And that's the other thing.
honey,
Well,
no
I
offense.
don't bargain shop. I'm a
It's been
hunter
so-
when it comes to shopping.
It's been so long.
Wow.
It's been so long
has
that
been
you've
a
been
long
to the
time.
grocery store. We don't need baby formula anymore. Just one.
It has been a long time, I have to say.
The last time you were looking for diapers and baby formula. I'm not.
It has been a long time, I have to say.
And
And I own it too. That's the other thing that I found in intimacy. Just own your weaknesses and don't make excuses for them. I know I have a lot of them.
And the other thing is that if you were to go out and buy something, it's just like get it and get in the car and go. And when I get home and I don't like what you did, then I should have taken the responsibility of doing it myself. And we use that story about I was traveling and the freezer went out. And you said, if you don't call me in 4 minutes, 5 minutes, I'll purchase the freezer. Well, I didn't get the message till I landed. And what are you doing? It's too late.
I already got
bought
the
it.
freezer
Because
delivered.
that's the way she is. It's just like get in, get out,
I don't waste a lot of time. That is for sure.
Yeah, and
I
she
will not
thinks I
stand-
research too much and drag my feet.
Well,
so,
I'm glad you research, but you're not a trigger puller.
yeah.
So I'm a good trigger puller, but you're a good aimer. I have a tendency not to aim before I pull the trigger, so that's a good thing. Krista and Spencer said when Spencer and I were engaged, I spotted him in a grocery store, and I was watching what he was doing. I didn't let him know I was there. He told me earlier he was getting me a Valentine gift, so I saw him buying a juicer. Oh, my Lord.
I hope you wanted a juicer.
Figure out why he was buying it, as he already had one just like it. So later I found out that that was my Valentine gift. So I told him I thanked him, but I wanted roses because we already have a juicer.
Gotcha. There
Yes.
you go.
And again, just a rule of thumb, guys.
If it has a motor on it,
That's right. Or if it plugs in,
she probably doesn't want it for Christmas.
Nope.
Birthday.
or Valentine's. Very good, very good. Anybody have anything else? Laura Schaefer said, I love how you always try to outserve each other. Aw, thank you, Laura. That is our heart. And we find that the more, and it just comes down to, we've been married for 35 years, and the last 10, 15, 20 and years, those years have been our best years, even though we've gone through some of the hardest things 20 years ago with Gabrielle going to heaven and me having cancer. We actually learned how to love each other in the last 20 years.
But that's why when we go to churches, we connect more with the people like Laura and Kevin and the other people that are in the ministry of helps.
Right.
And because that's the same kindred spirit, and so much of that in the church is that ministry of helps, and that without the ministry of helps in the church, they think church would be floundering, so that ministry of helps, and it's that way that is in your home too.
We seek to serve rather than be served. And we're both that way, so it works out great for us because I want to serve him and he wants to serve me, and so we just seek to serve, but we learned that. It did not come naturally, and we didn't start out that way. So God's been really good
I think
to
we've
us.
gone long tonight. haven't
We have. I'm so sorry we have gone a little bit long. We love you all, and we appreciate you, all of you, for joining us tonight.
Right.
We thank God for the intimacy that we have, and also for so many of you as our dearest friends, and we all serve our intimate Father God. Into me see.
Till we see you next Monday or Thursday for our prayer.
That's right, for our prayer time. Love you. I'll see you for Bible study in the morning.